Hi, my name is Maurice Sam, and I was born in Lytton, BC, and uh, my parents are um Margaret Sam and Kenneth Eric Sam. I was born in 1954. Um, I spent like 13 years at residential school, and after I graduated, I I came up to Terrace to meet my relatives. I met a beautiful girl, and we got married in 1978. Right now, I have six children. There's Troy, Andrea, Tracy, Christina, Jenna, and Jolene again. And I just want to talk to you about my 13 years at St. George's Residential School. And I started in 1960 when I was 6 years old. And to me, that was it was really traumatizing to me because like the loneliness and missing my mom and through the my childhood of the residential school, I had some like hardships and um, and to be uh, to be belittled, to lose your language if you got caught speaking your language, and but it's I've seen like the abuse part of that, and but the big part of that at the residential school is like the loneliness and because in the middle of the night I'd hear kids crying, and I just didn't understand why. And when Mr. Harper apologized and gave out like some money, and to me that was kind of closure to that, and but I did have some abuse claims to go through that too, and I did go through that with a lawyer. I said I told the lawyer that I wanted to give my children and their grandchildren what I didn't get at residential school. So when I did get that payout, I shared it with my immediate family, and because to me that was some closure to that, and maybe there's a healing process in that, and but for the reconciliation, there's still like a healing process, because the residential thing, it went back 7 generations, and maybe it'll take seven generations for it to heal, and for them to understand the indigenous people that do, because what I am is a survivor, and so was like the 150,000 that went to residential school, and some of them never made it home. And I've known a lot of survivors, and the way they got abused, and my thought is, what was their last thought in their mind? They got a gun and blew their brains out, and who knows what they thought. Maybe the only thing to do is to see them in heaven and ask them about that. And but but the residential school, it has been a hard journey. To me, the government was trying to eradicate the Indians and turn them into like a white society. And but you know, the indigenous people had their own beliefs, their own religion, and but now it's getting back to that. And to me, like, all the survivors are really strong, and I did see like a brief clip about that tragically hip guy, and that one student that tried to walk home, and it is 200 kilometers away, and he is on the railroad, and they gave him some matches, and he only had like one match left, and he did, but to me, I relate to that story, and but you know, back home at Lytton at the ranch, I used to hear trains go by, and that is kind of like a lonely train that's going down the valley, and but I did hear the same thing at St. George's. I could hear that train a long ways away, and it kind of triggered a memory of the loneliness and the crying of the other students, and now I could understand that the why they were crying, but I did go through the abuse too, but I really didn't think of any like suicide or anything like that. I just wanted to I just wanted to a little bit of closure from that, and what I did get was like happiness, and you know, to hear the empty graves that they found in Kamloops, and that really touched my heart, and that's when I related to that story about that you found me, and to me that's a good story, and it was hard in residential school, and I'm so angry about it, and but maybe one day I'll see the light at in a better way of the residential school system, and because the reconciliation, there is the healing process, and I really want to be a part of that. But that's kind of like my brief story of St. George's, and to me, it's kind of like an awakening of the truth and reconciliation, and because there is counselors out there to talk to you, and a 1-800 number to talk to, and and to hear those horrific stories about all the survivors going back like 7 generations, and it's very shameful, and my heart goes out to all the survivors, past, present, and future, and the unborn, and to me that's unconditional, and I really wish I could turn back time and just ask about and to talk to other survivors. I I did spend like 13 years at and but I did run away a few times, and maybe that's just normal for and but that's just the way I feel about the residential school, and there is some hardships, but then there are some happy times, and maybe more bad times than happy times, um, but you have to. Um, I won't say deal with the consequences, but you have to remember that, and remember the survivors that that are no longer with us, and God bless their soul, and my residential school, it was. I remember times when I'd kind of like cry myself to sleep, and maybe that's when I heard that train. It sparked a memory from me living like 4 miles away from the residential school, to hear those trains going by like every night, and but that's maybe those are good memories, and but I still have lots of bad memories, and but one thing about that, it makes me angry, and I'm still angry about that, and but not really to my family. It's just the process that we went through, eh? And and you know, the most special part is to give a hug and give a hug, and like but a hug is 100 times better than a handshake, and but if you give a hug and like a sincere, like
You see behind
like
us,
squeeze really
it
hard.
there's
215 flags. That's in memory of the Kamloops Residential School, where they found 215 uh, graves that were unmarked, and to me that was you know, to have a proper burial, you have to have a headstone, and why they didn't have headstones, it 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 makes me mad for a part, because I did hear a story about the grave that they found in Saskatchewan, and this lady uh, made a speech, and she said that the children are coming up and saying, "You found me," and to me that really touched my heart, and that's speaking for all the survivors that never made it home, and it all started at Kamloops, but there's got to be some closure, and maybe there will in like a reconciliation uh, part of that, and but we are still working through that, and but you have to pay homage to the past, present, and future, and the unborn, and to me that's unconditional, and but currently we're at my former residential school at St. George's, where I spent 13 years from 1960 to 1974, and but I'm just thinking of all those the children, and all the ones that they found, and but that's just my thought about all these flags. Every one of those flags represents a child that never made it home at Kamloops, and but I'm sure that they are looking into it, and I wish I could. Uh, I really wish I could really help them now, and a best thing to do as a survivor is to talk to other survivors, and I've been doing that too, and that's kind of like a little closure to me, and they're not alone anymore. I came to visit them, and they're all standing up, and which is good, and but when you fall down, you get back up. But I help them get back up, and God bless you all. Like never getting that hug, and I find it better to give hugs, and and I after our session here, we hugged, and a really sincere hug, and where you squeeze and until it's just like that hug had meaning, and